Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. Yeah, 3-0-1 last week. 37, 34-1 on the year. Cashing in 52.1% of your bets because Daddy carries the record all the way through. So once again, winning you money. And yes, I realize this is the second week in a row I'm doing a video from a location that looks like it ends with a member of Al-Qaeda slicing my head off. But don't worry, we've got some great picks, and you can't wait to see what I picked in that late Sunday game. I bet you know already. So let's get right to it. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? Yes, as all my fans and friends and Facebook, Twitter followers pointed out this week, a Pittsburgh man has filed a lawsuit with the NFL, claiming the Chargers don't belong in the postseason because of this play in Week 17 that we talked about last week, where Ryan Succop missed a field goal with 7 shots. Yeah, you're sick of it, I know. But you know what galls me and actually amuses me? The letter to the NFL was sent through the Pittsburgh prison system. Yeah, because this moron is in jail. And I guess in general population, dude, you didn't see my video last week where I showed this picture from Week 1, a Monday night game against the Texans, where a defenseless player call went against the Chargers, allowing them to go back on the field, score a touchdown, win the game, and the NFL admitted later that that call went against them. You know why? Because I can only imagine you missed that game, because just like the NFL did to the Chargers on that Monday night, you were getting raped by the system that was in charge of you. Oh, an Al-Qaeda and rape joke before we even get started? Let's get to the picks. My first pick. The Seahawks are giving 8 to the Saints in Seattle. You know what the difference is between these two teams and the two teams that faced each other 3 years ago at the same venue in the postseason when the Saints were giving 8? Nothing with the Saints. They're the same great team. But a lot with Seattle. Now they have Russell Wilson at running back. Now they have a seasoned defense that is so much deeper and so much better. And you know what the thing is? Everyone wants to believe that the Saints can win outdoors. No, they can't. They have the number 4 ranked defense, which plays better in the cold, frigid weather they faced against the Eagles last week. But as we saw in Week 14, rainy, snowy weather favors the offense. And believe it or not, the Seahawks are a higher scoring team this year, 417 to 414. You know why? Because they were made to play in this stadium, and they knew what they were doing when they left the roof off Quest Field. Not like the fans wouldn't have blown it off anyway. Look at these nuts. They love that weather. And if you're not sure who to take, just remember this axiom, people. When do you do more scoring? Because football is a lot like life. Do you do it when your balls are wet or when they're blue? Exactly. Rainy, high-scoring day. Seattle's defense, offense takes this game over in a runaway. Take the Seahawks and lay the 8. My next pick, people. The New England Patriots are giving 7 points to the Colts in New England, people. Look, you can describe the Colts' big victory comeback over the Chiefs last week in 2 words. Pure luck. Yes, and I'm talking about the quarterback. I in no way mean lucky, because what Andrew Luck did to overcome his terrible defense is nothing short of amazing. Can you believe they gave up 400-plus yards to Alex Smith without Jamal Charles? Right. Because their defense is terrible. And even though they had all week to prepare for Jamal, who then went out and they did come back, there are too many facets to Tom Brady and his offense, and too many moving parts that keep moving the way Bill Belichick adjusts his team. So if you're thinking of putting money on Andrew Luck to keep it close, I doubt it. He's got too much to overcome, mostly on New England, but even more so on his own side of the ball with this defense. They should call the Colts D the Colts E. You know why? Because just like E, it allows just about anyone to score, no matter how ugly they are. That's what the Chiefs did. That's what the Patriots' incredible offense will do. Take the Patriots, lay the touchdown. My next pick, the Panthers are getting a point from the Niners in Carolina. Let me start this out with a picture that's worth 1,000 words. Yeah, dig on kid and play there. Don't you remember what happened when Stevie Johnson showed up like that after a great game? Don't get me wrong, it was freezing. They probably couldn't even feel their fingers to put on a tie and button a shirt. But the point is, people, that aside, this is a Carolina Panthers team that after 1-3 start, people, over their last dozen games is 11-1. And it doesn't take a biblical scholar to tell you that there's 1 in every 12 that's going to kill you. But that's the one that brings you back the strongest. Jesus, man. People, look, the Panthers are too well rested and too well coached And they're going to face a team that, I hate to use this adage, but they're facing a Niners team that is playing the equivalent of a 10 a.m. game. Are you listening to anything after that, Jesus, ma'am? I didn't think so, people. Take the Panthers and the point. Which brings me to my double your money Sunday afternoon better, as I like to call it, the lightning bolts. I wonder who predicted they'd win last week. This guy. Same thing coming up at you. The Chargers are getting 9 from the Broncos at Mile High. Now, I'm going to try and dispel how you sit there thinking, Geno, you're too much of a Chargers fan. Well, let me say this. The Chargers offense is in the postseason despite having the fewest offensive drives of any team in the NFL. You know why? Also because they've had the most 10-plus play drives of any team in the NFL. You want to know why? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Because they know their defense isn't that great. And they know by keeping their defense off the field, they're keeping the other team's offense off the field. And that has a two-pronged effect. One, their defense comes on rested. And two, the offense comes on over-anxious and overreaching. Need I point out how Andy Dalton fared in the second half? Typical Andy Dalton postseason. How do you think that... Yeah, but it's Peyton Manning. Oh, Peyton Manning, who's 0-2 versus Phillip Rivers in the postseason as a Colt. Peyton Manning, who's 9-11 in the postseason overall and 3-5 in divisional games. I know these are just numbers and this is reality. But let me tell you, the Chargers just need to keep playing smart football like they're playing. Because over the past month, facing the Chargers has been a lot like going in for a physical. It involves a lot of anxious waiting and ends with you helplessly wondering, how long are these guys going to hold on to these fucking balls? People, let's do it again. Let's take the bolts and the 9 and pray for the W. Those are Geno's picks. I'll see you next week.